Hello, welcome to another challenge. US Geoguessr professor here. I am playing one from Reldrik. Shout out Reldrik. From Geoguessing with Reldrik. Join his channel, subscribe, even maybe, if you're feeling it, give him some PayPal donations. Thanks, Reldrik, for dropping this challenge in the US. I always love to see it. I always welcome a new challenge. You always play on the good old Alcatraz official United States map, 3 minutes per round. Moving. It's no secret I'm generally a no moving player, but I'll go with it today. Why not? No moving, I certainly would not be able to get very close to these signs. City of somewhere. City of somewhere. Why can't I read those? Roanoke Avenue. I don't recognize those white signs immediately. That's very interesting. Let's see if I can just get close to this Roanoke. City of Oakwood. Okay, so what does that tell me? Where's Oakwood? Thinking about Oakmont. Oh, okay. It's all coming together. I'm getting the 937 area code. All right, good. Kettering. So we're in between Oakmont and Kettering. We're in my home state of Ohio. What a great way to start. Yeah, there's Oakwood, right? And then you can see Kettering is going to be here to the south. So I moved very little there. Good. We're at Dell Park and Roanoke and Oakwood, but we are also very near the Kettering border. So we're going to go into South Oakwood, right? And see if we can locate exactly where we are here. Roanoke and Dell Park. We're certainly in Oakwood, right? There is no reason to think that we're not. And we got to be in South Oakwood. This is Ohio. This should be right in my wheelhouse, right? So why is it difficult to find where we are? Let's really zoom in because I got to be pretty confident that we're in this area. Roanoke and Dell Park. We are at the very least going to be close. We are heading south right into Kettering. Okay. All of that makes sense. Am I just not maybe going over enough? Kettering is a big place, okay? So and Oakwood's a relatively small place, so I gotta be somewhere. And as soon as I see where this is, I'm gonna kick myself, of course. But we're right on the border between Oakwood and Kettering, and now it's like I'm starting to question everything. We gotta be real close, though. Come on. My scan game is that weak, huh? Yeah, I was 1430 away. Was I just like on the wrong side of the river? Yeah, or the interstate there? I mean, I don't really know what was wrong. Maybe just like not zoomed in far enough, but can't feel too bad about that. 4992. Pratham, I know, is a solid player. I know Ohio gives a lot of players problems, that's for sure. I feel like as a U.S. player, I have a pretty distinct advantage knowing Ohio this well. Let's just see where everyone else went. Reldrik in central Pennsylvania, I gotta say that's a pretty solid guess. I mean, would have looked like that. That was certainly my first instinct from just kind of like the landscape. Pratham was in Minneapolis, also in the Midwest, and then welcome Geo Violinist. I know you guys are strong players for sure. That was just a tough first round. Maybe a little bit of an unfortunate guess there. In Kettering, I mean, I certainly was unable to locate where the heck we were, but got close enough. All right, here we have some rectangle bollards. Rectangle bollards, the reflectors. They're typically going to mean North or South Dakota, or I think Wyoming may also have them. Okay, we have Dakota in, though, so that would confirm what I was just saying about those bollards. S Highway 18 Winner. Okay, going west. Winner is, I believe, in North Dakota, if I am not mistaken, or it could possibly be in South Dakota. I do not know my Dakotas very well, but I can certainly tell you that it looks like we are on the Rosebud Casino. Rosebud Casino, huh? Okay, then we got a diamond bollard. So we get like a little bit like of some mixed signals from these bollards. Now, I know that in this region, we can sometimes see both. So I'm not at all surprised. Okay, I just did a quick scan. Unfortunately, I scanned South Dakota somehow better than I scanned the very familiar region of Dayton suburbs where we were just in. So Highway 18 Winner. We got to be somewhere pretty close to there. We are on, my guess is a US highway, so that would check out with the US 18. We're going west and slightly northwest. It's difficult to tell. And I think I would probably go and stick with maybe just about where I am. West, northwest, that might even put us over here. But it's relatively flat. It's relatively flat. Rosebud off-reservation trust land. Okay. Well, that also makes sense, huh? But it's the going northwest that's strange. I think I'm going to go up here near Carter. Let's see how we do. Should have gone closer to Winner, huh? Reldrik, good guess there, east of Winner. And then Geoviolinist comes back a little bit with a really solid guess there, also on Highway 18. GG's to both of you. Let's see where Pratham was. Out there in the Palouse of Washington. It would have been dry, that's for sure. My feeling is, and I'm sorry, Pratham, not to criticize your game here, but just maybe for a little bit of education, this would have been a lot hillier, I think. It would have been these like rolling golden hills out in this area that are very distinct. If you practice in the Palouse out here, you'll get to know it pretty well. It's pretty unique in terms of American landscape. I don't think of anywhere else that has that kind of like combination of very like beige, rolling hill kind of grasslands. Where we were in South Dakota, obviously much flatter. Here we are very, very far away from South Dakota. I would venture to guess we're in Florida. Dare I say the great state of Florida. We see some palm trees everywhere. Are we at a hospital? Maybe? Thanks, Reldrik. It might take me 3 minutes to get out of wherever we are. Giant Florida parking lot of some sort. And I guess I shouldn't be too confident we're in Florida. I started out going the wrong direction, though. And yeah, it looks like hospital. Looks like hospital. Chickasaw Trail. Chickasaw Trail. Let's take a look at these street signs. It is a peach or an orange. Okay, no, orange. So, I think that means we are in Orange County. Yep, 407 area code would be indicative of Orlando. The orange street signs, I believe, Let me see if I can remember where they are. Citrus Park? Is there a Citrus Park here in Orlando? Or is it Winter Park? Winter Park. Rollins, that is a university in Florida. I believe that is a Dominican university in Florida. Lake Underhill and Chickasaw is where we are. For some reason, I think these oranges are either Winter Park or Winter Garden. Let's look at Winter Garden. You see, or I'm sorry, Winter Park. You see Orange Avenue here. Okay. So that kind of makes me think we might be getting warmer. Chickasaw, and already forgot the cross streets. Lake Underhill. I think we're either in. I've had those orange signs before, and I swear they're in Winter Park or Winter Garden. I'm going to go Winter Park because I think that's where we are. Although as soon as time runs out, I might be proven incorrect. Interlochen, I don't know. We gotta be somewhere close. Okay, so I wasn't that far away. We were actually in Azalea Park, it looks like. Reldrik got the 5K. Good job, Reldrik. Can't wait to watch the video and see how you located that hospital. Wow. So I was just a little bit off. I take up the rear in this round, but still leading 14,788. It's good to be consistent, if not always extremely accurate. Toko'o place with an arrow. And Kikepa place with an arrow. Well, I don't have to tell most of you where we are. We are obviously in Hawaii. And now that I get a better view of the sign, I am confident we are in Oahu with no moving. Notice how these short arrows are at the top of these Oahu signs, and yeah, as soon as I pinpointed this, I'm gonna go no moving. The 94 at the top of that sign is, I believe, indicative of somewhere around here. There's like 91, 94, and like every region of Oahu and Honolulu, I think, gets these numbers. So we have mountains west, and I think we are in Waipio, or close. Kikepa. I'm just going to see if I can scan in this area, because I believe it's either here or it might be a little bit farther down. We might be like around this area, which would put us in Waipahu. Yeah, mountains are pretty distant to the west, and so I think we're probably going to be around here. Kapeku Loop, I mean, I could, I guess, like, keep going to the map. That did not help me in Dayton, did it? So we're on, what's our grid look like? We're on a pretty north-south grid. Pretty north-south. So does that lend itself more to like Kapolei or to Waipahu? I think it would be maybe more up this way. I think I'm going to stick with where I was before, up here in like Waipio, maybe. The roads down here in Pearl City don't seem to line up. I'm sorry, I know most players would be moving, but it's just not my style. I'm gonna keep it right here. Yeah, beautiful. See, moving didn't really do me a whole lot of good. It was my Oahu knowledge that I knew it was around here, but I just couldn't find a grid that lined up. So 3.5 miles away, everyone else went Honolulu. Terrain would have looked different, and there would have been different numbers on the street signs, rather obviously. try not to be condescending. I know not everybody knows the intricacies of Honolulu street signs, but shout out Piano Man. I was about to say probably, but there's no probably about it. You are the #1 Hawaii player in the world, being from Hawaii, I believe. 770. So the 770 is going to be a suburban Atlanta area code. And knowing that, everything else is falling into place. Now that we found the area code, just everything about this is telling me Georgia, right? It's hilly. There's tons of southern pines everywhere. There's tons of this kind of like sandy, piney, pine straw kind of soil that probably doesn't grow a darn thing in it very well. 678 and 404. 404 is a like inner Atlanta area code. So now having seen that with no other information, I'd probably be tempted to go closer to the city rather than far away. Coming health and rehab, coming senior living. And as soon as I said that, I think Cumming's pretty far out, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, look at how far out that is. Way outside Atlanta. So, again, I'm going to stop moving. I'm going to go back to origin. I'm going to let really all my competitors probably try to scramble around the map and find more clues. They were probably doing that in Honolulu, and it didn't really help. So that's Linden Porter Road in Cumming. Let me just try to get close there in our final minute. If I don't get anything else, I'll probably just going to go Central Cumming there. I promise you I'm not trying to say that many, many times, right? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm probably like, here's Toyota of Cumming down here, and it looked like we were maybe coming out in like a commercial setting like that. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we're over here, but this is in Forsyth. So let's get out of Forsyth and let's just stay in Cumming. Yes. 497 yards. Wow. So again, moving didn't really help. Geo Violinist, you really made an incredible comeback. You had like three amazing guesses in a row, or I'm sorry, 4 in a row after that first round. Pratham came back and got a 16,185, solid score. Reldrik really with an incredibly solid seed there. I think like a 21,714. And really, it was that first round in Ohio that just was the tale of everything, right? Everyone was clustered pretty well, except really no one could agree where they were in that Oakwood, Ohio round. Really, I just chalk that up to being an Ohio native, instantly recognizing that 937 area code, and then knowing at least where Kettering was. I mean, it jogged my memory as to where Oakwood was as well. Thanks, Reldrik. Thanks for the challenge. I really feel good about my performance here. 24,751. An incredible seed. GG's all around, and I will catch you the next time.